Hey everybody, it's Thrifty Shopper here, and I came here with a new project I'm working on. I got these at the dollar store, and some of them are a little funky. But what I start with is this bag, and I try to cut the little straps off, so I'll do that here. And then I just kind of pull them out. I don't need the straps because I'm trying to do a pocket for like a nice tag. What I do next is I take a piece of paper, kind of like one of these pieces of paper here, and I slide it in there, and then I try to get the edges. I'll poke the edges out so they're more like the bottom should be, and then I slide that in there, mark where I should cut it. Slide it back in there, and then I take my glue and I glue it, try to get it as straight in there as I can. I'm just making a base where I can do a lot of gluing, and it makes it a more sturdier pocket. So let me do that. I just put it right on top, and then I use my finger to kind of go over it to mush it down in there. Yep. And then I just wash my hands. Try to do it to where the bag doesn't crease or anything like that. We're just trying to get the piece of paper in there glued to the exterior of the bag so it's something we can use to put our pieces on. And then you just let it sit, and we'll add our little embellishments. Alright. One thing I do want to say is you do have to take your time with these bags. They melt with the heat gun. So you can't use the heat gun to speed it up. It just melts and starts crinkling, and it starts to look really ugly. So just take your time. I know it's a little bit of a bother. We don't always like to have a lot of time spent on waiting. But in this case, you do have to wait. So just put it down and work on something else. So here are some of my paper dolls I've created, and they are in my Etsy shop, JamiqueDigitals on Etsy. These are vintage photos I hand tinted, and then I came up with some fun little heads and different body things and types of things that you can make into paper dolls. What I'm doing here is I'm choosing the background. I'm going to put lace, and I'm going to put my little paper dolls down on there. If you guys are interested in the paper dolls, check out my Etsy. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. The more likes I get, the more my channel is visible. And I know I've been away for a little while. I've been trying to come up with projects, and I did do one about my hair. I was seeing a lot of videos about the vitamin C. Sorry about that, that's my dryer. I watched a lot of videos about the vitamin C trick where you can take your boxed hair dye out of your hair. I have bleached hair under my hair, boxed hair dye that I just did a while back ago. And I've got a lot of gray showing, and I thought, well, okay, let's see what it looks like under this. I'm going to use the vitamin C stripper. It's pretty much called a stripper, and see if it actually does work. Alright, so look for that video coming up pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoy this project. It's a lot of fun. It's been something I've been working on for a while now, trying to get every little paper doll correct. I'm also going to come out with other digital items, postcards. I've got some tickets and some cool ephemera, and I'm really excited about this. So I hope you guys like. So here I've got a very thin piece of foil. Now I got this off of Wish, and they're all different kinds, but they're very thin. They're for nails, nail art. They come in really cute little packages, and they weren't very expensive. You get all kinds of different ones. They have like shells and rainbows, and they're really shiny. Oops, I just put that on my glue. And then you got this one. These are all the different ones that I chose. Like I said, they weren't very expensive, and they come in a nice little case. And they come in a nice long strip. I wanted to see if I can make some butterflies out of it. But when I did it, it crunched all up because it's very thin. And so I glued it to the piece of paper here. And I was going to try, because I think it's pretty dry now, to cut up some pretty butterflies. Try to come up with a good design. See if it works. Ooh. Yeah. It did. So if you guys want to use thinner pieces of paper, you'll just try to glue it and let it totally dry, otherwise it might goo up your cutter, the blades of your punch, and then go ahead and try to cut them. This is really thick paper. That's why it took a little bit more extra strength, and it looks like it got a little bit off there, but I might just put some paint on there and call it a day. But yes, that's some butterflies I cut out of there. This is a really great punch. I actually got most of my punches off of shopgoodwill.com. I'm not sponsored or anything, but you can find some really good deals on there. They have lots of crafty stuff in there. So, alright, so this is almost dry, and what I wanted to do next was come up with some lace. And I have a bit of lace here, and these are paper laces. I found a lot of die cuts that do the paper laces. I just find it more fun, and I don't know, I don't have to have a lot of lace bags around. I can just cut them out when I need them, and you know, it's not expensive. I did the tea dyed paper, or the coffee paper. I think I used instant coffee to make this paper. And one day I just went ahead and made all my paper, bunches and bunches, and then I went ahead and sat down and did a bunch of die cuts of the lace. I don't know, I just think it's really fun. Here's another lace that I got, lace trim. And you can do all kinds of different stuff. Let's do the bottom here. Did I get glue on there like that? Can you guys see? I'm hoping you guys can see me working on this. I'm trying to use just where I put that piece of paper, because I don't want the bag to be glued shut. Let it sit and dry rather than cut it now, because I don't know where I want to cut it. And try not to touch too much, because it does lift up the paper a little bit and then makes it not as nice. So right now we've got this. This is what we've got so far. A nice little pocket that we can put our paper dolls on. Is this what your guys' stations usually look like? Mine always look like this until I can get the project done. This was on clearance at Hobby Lobby a couple, like back last month, I think. For, what did I pay? I think it's probably still on there. $1.24. And it's these really pretty flower looking shaped ribbons, I guess. And I was thinking about putting it right on my piece like that. And since it's kind of still gluey, just do it like that. So we got this really dimensional piece over the top. We can kind of trim it back a little bit here. I'm kind of cutting it in certain spots so you can see the flower, but you can also see, you know, my lace that I took time to put on there. All right, on the other side, it just kind of gives it a little bit more texture. So here's where I've got the little butterflies for my little girl. She's got a Mariposa look to her. And I want to make this a little bit more straight here on the bottom. That's starting to look pretty cute. And then I got my little rabbit girl here. I like it. I might cut that right at the edge there so it's similar to the other side. Peel it back just a bit. Let's see. The bag is right here, so she could go that far over. She could. Yeah. And then we could find something cool to put there. Yeah, I like this. It's cute so far. I love it. I hope you guys like this too. Yeah, just the more textures you can find, the more it'll be like interesting. And I'm kind of doing these funky dolls where they have like the rabbit heads and the frog heads. It's just a little more interesting. I thought it'd be great for like scrapbooking or journaling if you wanted to put a little odd image in there. I always think that things that have stories, are a little more interesting when you don't know, it's not a normal picture, okay? It's not a normal picture. It has a story. It's almost like a fairy tale. All right, and here's one I almost finished, and I'm using those little butterflies that I just cut out. I'm just kind of placing them in different places. I put some washi tape on the bottom here, and I will glue these down. And this is my other one I'm trying to finish up. So yes, you can do lots of different things. These are those dollar store organza bags. I just cut the little strings off and put the piece of paper in there so we have something to glue to. And then I've used my paper dolls. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys get creative. Check out my new site, my new little Etsy shop. It doesn't have much in there, but I'm slowly but surely working on getting more in there. Enjoy your day. Have a great time. Be safe. See ya. Butterflies for my little girl. She's got a Mariposa look to her. And then I've got my rabbit girl with the fancy lace.